Hi, Hung. So we are live. Thanks a lot for joining my call on a Monday, which is a holiday down here in Vietnam. I appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's awesome to have you. So Hung, maybe just a little bit introduce yourself. So if people that you're very famous, but in case people don't know who you are, so they can have some ideas of what you are, who you are, what you do.
Okay. Hi, Chris. So this is Hưng. I'm currently working for ZaloPay, by the way. I'm my background is a software developer. I have been working in the software industry for around 15 years, working at the bank, and then we go to working for some kind of ERP and video streaming, fintech. And now I'm currently working in the platform team at my current company.
Cool.
Like,
Maybe quickly tell us actually what is platform ops, because nowadays this topic has become so famous, everybody talk about it. So what is platform ops in your opinion?
okay. So I just can say about my opinion only. So it's not a right definition, right? So day to day we try to implement some different kind of a protocol method to help to increase time to market, to help create a better software with good quality, to help produce the good result to the customer. And when we try to follow the DevOps culture, the DevOps protocol, we see some problem with the DevOps. So PlatformOps is an approach to help scale DevOps that involve a single team, a dedicated team to help to increase the operation readiness of a sales service platform. A sales service platform to help the developer team to sell service what they need by on the platform that contain a set of technology, a set of tools for the whole organization. That is the difference between the DevOps and the platform.
Thanks, understand. So on platform ops, like for example, if let's say I don't know anything about it, what are the tools that you usually use to start and build some platform ops?
That's many things. At the beginning, right? For DevOps, we mostly talking about CI/CD. So platform from ops is composable of multiple tools. It's like the CI/CD also, the container, the deployment platform, login, the security platform, and sometimes the CDN. For better understanding, the platform is the environment and a set of technology that help the whole engineering team to build and deploy and deliver its application. So it's everything. It's everything. It's not just about the CI/CD deployment. So we currently use like Kubernetes, some kind of log, some kind of telemetry, for example, open tracing. The way that we manage configuration management is also the tool that platform team may be.
So when you mentioned about the CI/CD, right, and Kubernetes, are you guys like, so when you're working on Kubernetes and CI/CD things, do you how do you actually, like for example, a scale, right? What's the scaling up and down or mechanisms that you're using? Do you using any auto scale techniques? What's your advice or experience on that?
Okay. So when we use Kubernetes, right, and we use a different way with the some kind of manual or physical deployment that's we used to do before. So currently the best way to use Kubernetes is that you get the ability for the developer to define a set of resource that the application should use when they deliver a new application. For example, they need the application to use 2 GB of memory per instance. They need the application to use 2 CPU for per instance, and we give them the ability to define how many instance that they need the application to run on the production. And based on some of the the metric that the developer define, for example, SLA and SLO. When the application need to scale based on the SLO that they provide, and we will based on we will scale the application based on the metric that that the developer define for the application. And with that, we have to define a standard. For example, the application need to provide the standard SLO based on what we require the developer to provide. And that's more easy than we have to what and we have to scale. We, for example, Kubernetes have some method to scale the application, right? And sometimes it's not really the good way to provide Kubernetes to scale the application freely. We have to base on the metric that we define as standard for every application to better utilize the resource.
How does the PlatformOps makes developers' life easier?
Okay, so if you are the developer, the developer always enjoy to do self-service. For example, you want a database, you want to deploy the application as fast as possible. You don't want people to do something for you. So it's better to there is no need to be a DevOps, infrastructure or system administrator do something for you, and you have to wait for the people to complete the work. So to achieve the fast and allow the developer to fully manage the application deployment lifecycle, you have provide them the way to self-service for what they need. So the first thing is that the platform team, we will try to create an automated platform that provide the developer the self-service platform. So in the perfect work, we will give them the ability to create the database, the way to create the DNS record, the way to init CI/CD pipeline, and the way to control how the software will be, what the software will be live on production, and they can do it by themselves. And the next thing is about connecting the dot. For example, when you develop the application, right, you have to have have to write the API document. You have to define the SLA, SLO for your application. You have to create the CI/CD pipeline. You have to define a set of API document, and you also have to write the document for your application. For example, you provide API for other people to connect to your application, to consume your API. And for each of the thing, you have to use a different kind of tool. to do that. So in my opinion, the platform team will consolidate to create a platform that allow the application developers to do everything on one platform only. For example, you want to create some kind of landing application, right? You go to the platform, you define the application name, and you define some kind of number of CPU you want to run on production, number of RAM, number of instance, and you click finish, and everything like GitHub repo, API document. For example, you choose to create the application using Spring Boot or Golang application. The GitHub repo will create with the prepared template already for you. So you just go to IDE and with it also create a set of template, of template. For example, the app, the documents template is there, the library is already there. So and the Git flow already set up for you. So you just open up your IDE and you develop application. CI/CD will go and deploy your application to production when you complete, and that's it. And for example, in my current role, for something you for document we can for Git we use GitLab. For document we use Bastay. For infrastructure, for dependency, we use something like road plan, and the platform team just connect everything into single platform. So the developer don't have to care what is the dependency behind the platform. They just go to go to a single portal, log in and create everything by themselves. So that help a lot in my opinion. But there are a lot of things. Sometimes it's not easy like that. Sometimes there is still some kind of network policy or firewall or something like that. But a long time you will try to bypass those limitation and help life of developer better.
Yeah, I think this topic of developer experience is one of those things that worth a lot of conversation. You mentioned CD, CI/CD a few times. On CD, like for example, we have topics like GitOps, right? Like there are tools like Argo CD or similar tools, right? What's your experience on GitOps in general, or any tool, specific tools like Argo CD?
I don't have experience with Argo CD actually. In my company, we don't use Argo CD. We create a set of tools that behave like Argo CD, but it's not Argo CD. We use it up actually. Everything like the infrastructure, the database, the DNS record, the application restore. We use it to store and to everything is stored in Git. So the platform actually we use the SAE team to do that. So SAE team will define a list of resource on Git, and then CI/CD will execute everything that we define in Git and install the infrastructure, install the dependency. Not everything, because we still in the middle of transformation. So it's not everything, yes. But we follow we follow the GitHub protocol. So for we still can do something like canary deployment, A/B testing, something like that. And we can also create.
Good.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
The good thing about the good thing that we can complete currently is that we can create a consistency version. For example, in previous day, when the developer deploys something into sandbox environment, and then we run a set of tests before letting the application to be promoted into high priority environment. So with the old way, we cannot make sure that the application is tested or not before going to production. But then when we create a new CI/CD platform, we can then make sure that the application that is fully tested either application that will go to production, that will serve the feature to the user. And that is one of the benefits that we create using the new way at my current company.
So I assume you guys using the container registries and everything, right? Is that correct? So that you can have audit trail and stuff like that integrated with your Git.
Yeah. So we use a set of tools. For example, we have internal container registry. We automate all of our workflow using Jira. So in Jira, you can see that when we create a new issue, we can define the workflow. For example, in-depth deploy on sandbox, deploy on production, and lie to the user. And we apply the same for CI/CD. Everything that when we create a new deployment, that will create a new issue on Jira. And when the application is tested, it will change the state to test it. And when the squad leader approve to promote this this image to net environment, and it will automatically deploy to net environment. And that's it.
Yeah,
And
we have a
even we
question
can roll
from
back the
the.
deployment also.
Yeah, it's very good. We have a question from one of the audience, Thomas. He's asking, is your platform ops? I mean, based on your experience, is it better we do an API-driven platform ops or we do a script-driven, or what is your experience on that?
I personally think that API driven is better. I just don't. That is just my opinion. I just don't want to do scripting for everything. So we have a team that is just software developer. They are software developer, but they had a platform in mind. This is the platform ready application team. So when they create a software or they just connect, they just try to connect platform with platform together. Along with that, they will provide API for other team to consume, for example, SAE. So I just don't want SAE to create script by script. So everything that needs more than one script, I will ask them to connect to the API that provided by platform team. So the platform team will do everything by themselves, and the SA team just go to the API to complete the job. So and that's it. So to answer your question, most of the team is API driven.
That's I think it's really good. The practice that you're doing is really interesting. Just one last question, right? So when we discuss about basically platform ops, one of the most important things as an organization is the culture and organizational learning. How do we build the culture, or how do we make sure that the organization is learning these techniques, and we make mistakes here and there, and how do we learn from those things and move to the next step? What's your approach on that?
The first thing that's about the culture, it should be enabled by the management team. So the management team have to have the mindset to ride the chain. So if they just one team try to write some chain, and other team do not follow, we will fail. And that is for sure. The second thing about we very difficult to find the right people. So first of all, to create a platform like this, we have to have the development team, which is part of platform, that had the platform ready mindset. For example, you have to create the platform that is ready for people and from the feedback of people. You cannot create something that the developer team never need. So it's the feature of platform should come from the feedback from the development team, and we have to seek for the agreement. For example, in the old day, every team tried to create a set of technology for themselves. And for us, we cannot have a stable environment. Even the sandbox or development environment is not stable. The development team on waiting that they are master on something, but for the larger environment, for the larger organization. For example, you have 30 squad, and 30 squad use different set of technology. So they not stable in this 30 squad. So we have to find a way to standardize a set of technology. For example, you have to get agreement on what the database the company should be used for specific requirement. You have to use MariaDB for relational database, for example. You have to use Cassandra for columnar database. You have to use Elasticsearch for search. You have to use get for in-memory get, Redis for in-memory get, and with that you create a set of technology. You create a set of tool. For example, you want to provision automatically, right? So to provision automatically, you have to have a standard technology stack that agree by every people of your team. So the platform team can go with that set of technology stack, and then they can create a platform that for the developer to log in, and then they just choose the instance of Redis, MariaDB, or Cassandra, something like that. And that thing will be available on the environment they choose. It's more easy and more standard.
Thank you. I
And
assume
also,
having a technical product owner can also help a lot. That to technical product owner that has been coming from product development background, maybe can become a very good role in the team of PlatformOps to improve the developer experience. What do you think? Do you agree with it?
I I don't have that experience. Actually, we just look for a technical product owner like that. But like I told you that one of the difficulty is about finding the right people. So in my organization, I'm currently play that role. So so yes, you are right. That specific people is really a need for the organization that want to implement something like PlatformOps, and even for that set up. But that people is not currently available in my organization. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Hung. I don't have any other questions for you, and it's already 5 minutes. And I know it's holiday. I don't want to take you away from your family too much. So do you have anything for last 2-3 minutes you want to share? Is there anything you want to talk about?
So also I want to add about your opinion. So do you think that platform up is something that ready for that is ready to change or replace DevOps in your opinion?
I actually don't have a view that I don't have these things like platform ops versus DevOps. I don't have that view. I think DevOps is part of platform ops. That's my view, right? Because I think I realize that usually between product owners, delivery managers, and DevOps, there's a gap, right? I realize that there's a gap, like the delivery teams, delivery managers, or in the safe language, ARTs, Agile Release Train Managers, RTs, right? And product owners and DevOps, there's a gap there, right? I think platform ops is more a bit bigger picture that covers DevOps, product owner, and also delivery guys like delivery team, the squads or whatever we name it, right? And then I think it goes a bit more too, like obviously DevOps, right? As you mentioned, you have CI/CD and those things, but platform ops goes a bit beyond that. Like it goes to containerization, goes to monitoring, even non-functional testing, security, performance, code quality, it's slowly become a bit bigger a scope than the typical, maybe I say traditional DevOps. But I don't have this view that you either platform ops or DevOps. I think when you are platform ops means you have to adopt some DevOps too, right? So you cannot just be DevOps. You cannot be just platform ops and have no DevOps practices. I think that's, in my opinion, that's not very possible unless you end up building your own DevOps practices, which is still is a DevOps, right? So it depends on what approach you take. Right? So I think platforms again is a bigger umbrella. So that one of the components of it is DevOps.
Yeah. So to create a stable, understandable, and not create a silo. They also set up limitation that we have to require people to follow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So setting up some standards helps always, right? Like otherwise, so one of the things I have seen is like in my own organization that I work is DevOps team itself become a silo. So that's one of the dangers that I mean one of the mistakes that I even did as a leader, right? That somehow DevOps team becomes silo itself. Right? So it's supposed to break the silos, get the team to be more together, but by doing some wrong practices, wrong cultures, right? The DevOps team itself became silo, which is totally, yeah. Anyhow, that can happen, like what you mentioned.
Okay, that's it.
All right, thanks, Sung. I appreciate so much. Thank you so much for your time. All right, I'll let you go. Have fun with the family during holiday. Once again, thank you so much for coming online.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, thank
Take
you,
care.
Chris. Have a good
All
day.
right.